Why should you talk to a loan officer even if you're not ready to purchase a home right away? I'm Gregory James, and I'm here with my preferred loan officer, Stephen Roberts. Stephen, I work with a lot of people who say they're not ready to buy a home right away. They're just starting to look, and they're maybe several months out or even 6 months out from buying a home, and so they think they shouldn't talk to a loan officer yet. Tell us why perhaps it really would be a good idea to go ahead and talk to a loan officer right away, even if you're just starting to think about buying a home.
Yeah, so if you think about it, a lot of times, in your mind, you say, well, I may want to be at 300,000 or 350 or whatnot, but you don't quite know how that translates into an actual monthly payment. And a lot goes into a monthly payment. And the first thing to kind of understand is, it's part of principal, interest. You've got your mortgage insurance, you've got potentially home insurance, and you've got some property taxes. And so a lot of times, it'll vary from school district to school district or city to city or even county in terms of the property tax. And so that can actually weigh heavily on the amount of money that you're willing to spend and dictate your budget. So a lot of times what I tell folks is, let me go ahead and give you a estimate of more or less what your monthly payment is going to be. Try to match that up with your budget so that you know up front kind of what you're getting into so there's no surprises. And then, of course, work with you to set up a real estate search and get them on the right track.
Sure. Okay. So it definitely helps people to make sure they're shopping in the right price range then by knowing what all the costs are going to be rather than getting surprised later on after they maybe find a house they really like and then realize once you add in all of those other things that it's out of range.
Yeah. So very frustrating for the buyer to go and look around and then get their hopes up and then potentially maybe be out of their budget.
Absolutely. And then what would somebody do as part of the process? What if somebody begins to talk to you, what will you ask them to do? What types of documents will they need to provide? And so
right. Yeah, so I never think that it's too early to get started. A lot of people ask, what's the difference between a pre-qualification and pre-approval? When should I get started? Should I go look first and then potentially apply for a mortgage or vice versa? So I don't think it's too early to get started. A lot of times, sometimes you'll find things on your credit that you weren't aware that were actually on there. Sometimes we can actually do a credit rescore and eliminate some things that shouldn't be on there and get your score up, which will allow you to qualify for a lower interest rate or potentially even a higher mortgage. So I think that it's good to get started. The main difference between pre-qualification and pre-approval is the document verification. So a lot of times, what we'll ask is 2 years tax return, your last 30 days pay stubs, kind of look at your last 2 months bank statements, look at your retirement accounts, and basically what we're going to do is we're going to analyze your income, and then we're going to look at your debts on your credit, and then we're going to be able to come up with a plan for you so that you know what you're getting into.
Okay. So it doesn't sound too overly complicated then.
We try to make it easy. It can actually be easier if you can get it done earlier, because once you find that home and go under contract, you're not having to go and worry about chasing down documents, the stress of the whole mortgage situation, because it's already behind you. So you can actually enjoy the process much better.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Yeah. And when it actually comes to finding the home that you love and wanting to put an offer in on it, you absolutely need to be pre-qualified or pre-approved before putting in that offer. And the pre-approval is much stronger. So that's really what I encourage people when they begin to work with you, to make sure that they've got the pre-approval. So absolutely get started on that right away and know that you're going to save yourself a lot of time on the back end by being ready to go right from the beginning. All right. Well, I'm Gregory James. This is Stephen Roberts. Contact us to get started on your mortgage pre-approval, and we'll help you get that one step closer towards finding your dream home.
Take care.